Okay. Yeah. It's that nigga Chrissa, flowing like a river. Bad bitch getter, good dick giver. Dick poke her liver, dick make her shiver. I'm a damn winner, you a beginner. Fuck up the night rama, I feel like Lil B. It's like I feel like Drake, she can't get no dick for free. It's just me and Lil F-A-D-E.
Episode number 37? That doesn't sound right, does it? No, it's episode 38. 37 was last week. Episode 38. It's hard to believe we've been doing this 38 times. Sounds like you're banging your head against the wall. Oh well. We'll keep going here. One thing I would like to call attention to you, there is a league managers poll out there on ESPN. Whomever ESPN deems 12th place will be the 2019 loser. What should their punishment be? Your options are draft in a soaking wet, itchy sweater, take a half page out in the local paper and explain why you suck, or create a music video from the number one song on the Billboard Top 100 from your birth year. We got 3 votes so far, so go out there, vote on that. Curious to see what's going on there, but currently as far as the standings go, we are in week 11. We've got 2 to play. Division that have been wrapped up so far. The West Division, the Genitals, have wrapped the division. The East Division, Goat Emoji, has got that taken care of. South is still up for grabs. Victor's currently got a 1-game lead over Team Belichick Mate, and Switzer Sweets has a 2-game lead over Nick's Kicks. If by some chance Switzer Sweets loses both games here down the stretch and Nick wins them both, we would go to a tiebreaker to see what happens. But with that, we will get right on to some picks for the week. Mr. Victor Rodriguez obviously is not able to make it on the show with me today. Schedules were not able to be coordinated, so I do have Victor's picks as well. So first things up, me against Jaron Brewer. Pretty straightforward. Jaron's going to lose. Sorry, Jaron. I've got me with the W. Victor's got me with the W pretty much across the board. The one place he may edge me out, I think, overall in positions, he's got Cooper Kupp. And I am not crazy about Allen Robinson. Kenny Golladay without Matthew Stafford has obviously not played very well either. So to this point, I think I got Jaron for the week here with Travis Kelce on a bye. So I hit good this week. The next matchup that we have. We've got Chark Attack against Nick's Kicks. Chark Attack still in play, obviously for a wild card, still fighting there. So this will be a great matchup. 2 5-6 teams. This game will go a long way to trying to determine exactly who is going where. With the highlights here coming, Nick's Kicks, I believe, has got the advantage this week. Lamar Jackson, Ronald Jones, and Michael Thomas, I think, will be enough. I like the play of Dallas Goedert right now. He's got Philadelphia's tight end out there. I actually think Dallas Goedert has a good chance to outscore George Kittle on the other side of this matchup. So I've got Nick taking him down here to get to 500 on the year, to get to 6-6. My fearless co-host also has Nick pulling this out for the week. So the next matchup that we will discuss here quickly, the Hood Rats against Switzer Sweets. Mr. Billy Luna against Chris Powell. It's been a tough year for Billy. He is currently sitting at 3-8, officially eliminated from any playoff possibility. Switzer Sweets firmly in the driver's seat of his division. With this matchup on the horizon, at least, I've got Chris winning this game. Victor's got Chris winning this game. Me and Victor agree here that Chris is going to lock up his division here with this. Todd Gurley's obviously a good play for Billy, but that's pretty much all he's got, in my opinion. Everything else is going to be a little bit of a struggle to try to outscore Chris and the team that he's got this week, particularly with matchups. Obviously, now that Devontae Adams is back, Chris has got a strong team this week, even though that showing last week was poor. My showing was poor too, but Chris's was poor. So that's what we've got going on this week. The next matchup that we will talk, matchup number 4, pick of the litter, Mr. Ainsley Springer, 6-5, second in the East Division against Straight Cash Homie. Tough year, as we've said all year for Straight Cash Homie. He is fighting his way out of that bottom spot, though. He is at 3-8. Currently, I've got him going at 3-9 this week. I believe that Ainsley's going to get that done. Ainsley has been putting up points with the best of them. I think that pretty much across the board here for the week, Ainsley Springer, pick of the litter, is getting it done. However, Victor Rodriguez has got Mark Woods pulling out the W, taking the upset. He's got Mark getting to his 4th win and getting out of last place in the league. So that would be a little bit of a setback for Ainsley, getting to 6-6. I don't believe it would officially knock him out of the current spot that he's in the playoffs as a wild card, but make it a little tougher. Make that week 13 matchup a little more important. So the next matchup that we've got, it hurts so good against the franchise. Joe Tigers 5-6. Victor Rodriguez is 6-5. Joe's able to pull this game out. Evens the records there. They'd both be sitting at 6-6 and at 500. Obviously harder for Joe to try to sneak into the playoffs. Victor has got a clearer path than to get into the playoffs there than Joe. But for the week, I do believe that Joe Tiger's going to get it done here. I like what Carson Wentz has got in a matchup against Seattle. I expect that to be a good football game. He is rolling the dice a little bit on Randall Cobb, but 2 weeks in a row, Randall Cobb's put up 100 yards and a touchdown. That doesn't tell you that the franchise isn't going down swinging this week. Nick Chubb, probably the number 1 option on most running back rankings for the week. He has got Miami. So Nick Chubb could run wild against Miami. If he doesn't, which I think we probably fully expect him to, but if he doesn't, Joe Tiger's got a real good chance of winning this game. But I think Nick Chubb gets it done there. I think Chris Carson's obviously a great option, but Tiger's got some strong players as well. Derrick Henry, Joe Mixon, Darren Waller is tied in there. Cameron Brate's not going to do it for you, Victor. I got Joe Tiger pulling that out in the 5th matchup. The game of the week, the 6th matchup that we will talk about. Goat-Emoji, 10-1 against Team Belichick, mate. Goat-Emoji couldn't give a shit if he wins this game or not. He is locked and loaded. I guess that's not technically true. If he lost both and I won both, I think he'd still outscore me in points by a mile. So may not be mathematically locked into the number 1 spot, but might as well be. Not a whole lot here on the line for Mike. Obviously locked into a playoff spot, locked into one of the bye weeks for sure. But Team Belichick mate's got something to play for, that's for sure, and that's why I got Team Belichick mate actually pulling out the win this week. I think John Hodges' back's against the wall. I think Deshaun Watson tonight against Indianapolis plays well. Mark Ingram plays well. Phillip Lindsay plays well. I think that John's going to have enough to hand Mike the 2nd loss of the year. Taking Mike to 10-2 again doesn't matter. Who cares if you're Mike Green's team? The playoffs are firmly in your sights, and that's all you're really worried about at this point. So I think John's going to fight here and try to get back to 6-6, and I do believe we're going to have a bunch of teams sitting at 6-6, which would be 500, with really a lot of fun coming in week number 13. So as far as the waiver wire went this week, we did have a good amount of stuff go down. Today, not too much to report, but yesterday we had a couple guys that were in the double digits money wise. Zach Pascal went for $19. Ryan Griffin, the tight end for the Jets. How many times have you ever said a tight end for the Jets went for $15? I added Darius Slayton for $15. My wide receiver position's poor. I thought Darius Slayton's playout matchups would certainly entice me to maybe give him a chance there. And Robbie Anderson, F the franchise, spent $26 this week on Ryan Griffin and Robbie Anderson. He spent $26 on 2 people that play for the New York Jets. Not that it matters if you're F the franchise. Obviously, it's been a rough year. You are 3-8, so $26 on 2 players that play for the Jets pretty much sums up the year for Mr. General Brewer. So that's what I got for you. Me and Victor will try to hook back up next week because, like I said, I do believe Week 13 will be a very fun one to watch with the playoffs coming on the horizon. But that's what we got for now. So enjoy the week, fellas, and we will see you out there on the fantasy football field. Best of luck to you unless you're playing the Genitals. I'm the only one here today. So see you guys.
Yeah. It's that nigga Chrissa, flowing like a river. Bad bitch get her, good